back to MyView TV, the people's platform, the home of undiluted news, reviews, updates, and your daily dose of entertainment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, like, share, and subscribe.
I don't bring nobody forward in here to cheer for me. Everything what you see up my natural talent. Let me tell you something. You see, when you know what to please the audience with, it's simple, me.
Genesis 3 and verse 13. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is coming before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Wagwan, my people, hope everybody doing okay, hope everybody doing all right. Find myself alive, people. Find myself alive this morning. I am so happy. But people, I can ask you something. How are you feeling this morning? I want to know how you feeling this morning. But I can tell you something. Every day above ground is a blessing. How awesome it is to be amongst the living. And surely, not amongst the dead. Today I want different kind of morning, you know. You understand? Today a Mother's Day. You understand? So keep back and relax, the man. I could just make up a man of them now. A mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law. It dares all things and crushes down remorselessly all that stands in its path. Hold on there now, people. Me not done yet. I can pray for my mother them this morning too, man. Good and gentle God, I pray in gratitude for all our mothers and for all the women of theory who have joined with you in the wonder of bringing forth new life. You who become human through a woman, grant to all mothers the courage they need to face the uncertain future that life with children always bring. In your name I pray. Amen, amen, and amen. Reminders of life. Many of you are exhausted from pushing through the dirt. You are ready to give up on creating change because nothing seems to be happening. Your delay might be because you are going in the wrong direction. Stop pushing backwards. Start pushing forward. Leave what burdens you behind. Release it and lighten your load. You cannot advance with hands full of earth. Give the past no power in the present. Let me say that again. Give the past no power in the present. Let it go. Focus on the future. Anyway, now, people, one only person thing I got in the news. You understand? Me know so yes, a man dead around there, so man dead over there, so 1, 2, and just I wonder when 3 did I go reach, don't it? St. James again. Triple murder. You understand? Keep back and relax, man. Me a go for the news in a bits and pieces this morning. You understand? Ball to ball commentary. 1 9mm Browning pistol fitted in a magazine containing 4 9mm rounds of ammo was seized by the St. Andrews South Police in Riverton Meadows, Kingston. Report from the Civil Guard Police at about 10:45 a.m. Lawmen were on operation in the area when the premises was searched and the firearm was found inside a building. No one was arrested in relation to that seizure. Anyway, now, people, St. Elizabeth McGann, a big idiot chin there. Police are reporting that 3 illegal firearms and ammunition were seized following operation in 2 St. Elizabeth community on Friday. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police, Chin, same Chin, said the raids were conducted in Spring Park shortly before midnight. While no one was apprehended during the seizure, Chin say he expect the arrest will be made soon based on leads they have. During the operation, an unfinished concrete structure was searched and a bag containing 2 pistols, 1 revolver, 2 magazines, and 13 rounds of assorted ammunition were seized. No one was taken into custody in connection with the find. However, we are following strong leads and arrests are expected to be made. I'll Chin him not a sense in the people. Chin him have not name sense. Imagine today a big Mother's Day, you understand? And Crosses boy make him mother dead. The Crosses boy make him mother dead. Me tell them every day, you know. Put something in them food, give them, and then I give them the food on Sunday. When look at Crosses spitting them guard road and I get trouble, when I love back them too much. You understand? Anyway, people in Linstead market me there. And then I give me a carry go sell. No. Woman slain. A female vendor was shot dead in the front of her stall at Linstead Market, St. Catherine. She's known as Marcia. Me so get Marcia right name, you say. But you see Marcia people, Marcia one of them, no matter where her son do, all she see, she have a car pitney. Anyway, you get to your son, forget Marcia. And for the people them who are gonna ask, yes, me have the picture of Marcia lie down right on the ground side of the bunch of green banana. I'm not exactly when I ask me, you know. My view, I wonder if people are gonna buy that bunch of banana there, like how the woman dead beside it. Nobody asks me. Let me see if them are dead for hungry if them now go take it, you know. But anyway, now people, guess what I go on? Me have one video. Me have one video for sure. No. Me not talk about Marcia, a picture of Marcia me have. But me I tell you right now, me have one video. Triple murder at St. James. 3 boy lie down on the road, dead. Yeah. And guess what the people? Earlier on in the day, I say sleep here, or I walk up and down round a hope well. Let me tell you what I go on now. 2 men has been arrested in a major breakthrough into a probe in the recent double murder in Crabwood Lane in Opal and Over. Assistant Commissioner of Police Clifford Chambers, the police commander of the Area 1, gave an update while touring several violence-plagued communities in Western Jamaica with National Sleeping Minister Sleepy Chang himself, people. Chambers said the violence is being driven by a feud amongst gangsters involved in illicit lottery scamming. Anyway now, people, watch your gun for wagwan. I make them talk to you.
How you feel about the move? It is failing?
Not failing, but it is of deep concern. And as every murder is a tragedy, and we are going to ask the police to do whatever is necessary to find the perpetrators. But as we indicated very early on, this zone of special operation designed to restore a level of calm and peace. We did. We have had less than 10 murders over the 7-year period, and this is the first one in about 8 months. What it reflects is the original concept is still there, that we'll bring peace. When we clear, we hold and we build. The build phase, there still be remnants of the old criminal elements. We have indicated the policy of the government is to separate the violence producer and the gangsters, disrupt the gangs from the community. That has happened in Mount Salem. But there are still young men who were part of that gang who are still in the face of it, and there's this continued propensity for violence. In fact, in the Mount Salem area, we don't even have identified with big gang, more community-based and family-related. Everybody, friendly. But the increased activity in scamming has generated a lot of financing, and of course, there's still guns available, and people are willing to use them.
Doc, as you just said just now, most of these are like domestic issues. They are people from this community. Are you satisfied with the level of support you are getting from the community in terms of residents confined, police are letting them work? You can't do that without even anybody know you're doing it.
There's improved collaboration, but we need more. We need the residents to provide the required information. The police has improved their own intelligence gathering capacity, and in all these events, there is a very quick identification of the personalities. But they can move out and hide. Sometimes, what I'd say here, they can hide, but we'll find them. They can run rather than not hide. They're running and hide, but while they run, they can't hide. We'll find them. But in the meantime, they're killing others. That is the real tragedy of the situation. And while we could do with quicker information from personalities in there, but there's still a tendency for the affected groups to take reprisal into their own hands. And I'd use this opportunity to appeal again to citizens. Allow the police to deal with them. We have the knowledge, the police has the knowledge, and they will track them down. Whether they go west, east, or north or south, police are tracking them across the island. But that takes a little time, apprehend and lock them down. And if they take on the police, whatever means it is to separate them from the community. But that's a challenge, and we just urge members. And that collaboration means not only providing information, but let's say cooperation. Because sometimes the police are identifying the problem, look at the source where the retaliation like to come, when they advise citizens to take precaution, to protect themselves, I urge citizens to accept the guidance of the police. If a police officer said, leave your home for this space for a month or two, it's not a matter that you want to separate them from the community. Once we close the case, they can come back. But you cannot stay in defiance, because that means you're going to try and fight back yourself, which means creating more crime, and then the victim becomes also a perpetrator, and the police have to be detaining all sides. Our job is to prevent criminal activity, and that's the police responsibility.
And as those are noticed that you have pretty much opened up the community. Zinc fence are done in many ways. But the back of a community like this, Crawford Street, is one way in, one way out pretty much. Are you not concerned that maybe they need to open it up so that the accessibility to this area is easier?
We have done that in many of the areas. I'm not too sure Crawford Street going back to the left to get the other road is still somewhat off, but we're doing some work to get the titles in, and we have to look again at additional roadways. But yes, that's a challenge. But of course, Crawford Street is a residential area now. So the truth is, to have conflict in Crawford Street itself is something you cannot plan for or anticipate. Because the perpetrators right now are well known. And if you say the last year they're involved, it's just next door. It's fence line. The back fences are with each other. You can walk through the back fence and go to each other's yard. So that kind of violence and the brutality of that kind of violence is something that is difficult to police for. And you're going to remove that great tendency to retaliate over time when you can begin to influence our young ones from schools to community to allow the police to do their work. And I said, at this point in time, the police are much better equipped, much better tool, much better capable of doing it. They're identifying the perpetrators very quickly. It just, we have to take time to put the evidence together. That's all. Lord, the policemen go out there and just find him and take him in or do anything over here. He's charged and gone to court like he's the criminal. And therefore, all I can ask again, I'll ask the community to cooperate with the police in all aspects. Besides information, intelligence, if the police advise you to take some precaution, take it seriously.
Mr. Minister, we've had a couple of double murders in this community as well as regarding.
Well, we have had a couple of double murders out here which have been very worrying. And as I said, double murders are like what we call those of social interest. People take it creates far more a sense of fear in the community because usually double murders take place by people. The criminal doing arbitrary shooting. Like in double murders, they have a conflict between a gangster and some other personalities, and they drive by a shop to which they have some connection and they shoot the shop, everybody in the shop. That kind of activity, when they fire into an innocent crowd, creates a level of fear which we are very concerned about. And so I'm out here today to assure Jamaicans we are going to do everything required to find the perpetrators and to urge citizens to give cooperation in identifying them. Right? Some of them have gone low and said they are running, but while they may seem to hide for a while, we'll find them.
The western end of the island is still having some trouble. Are there any plans to probably bring more Zozos into the communities?
Well, we will examine and work with the leadership and the assistant commissioners here with me today. And whatever advice the police is best in terms of legitimate activities, we will pursue them aggressively. And that, of course, is my responsibility at the ministry to see what additional physical tools the police may need and see to get them quickly. The commissioner will also examine in terms of the numbers by deployment. But one of the things we don't want to do is to pull personalities from one area, resources, and that year perks up and the other one come down. But it's very unfortunate what has happened here, tragic really. The brutal murders that have taken place in Year 1 this weekend has really, we have deep concern. As I said, we have had the zones here. And in addition to that, I said the police in this area work hard. In the joint command is very active. They cooperate very well between the commanding officer from the army and the assistant commissioner of police. And like last night, I can tell you, when I spoke to one of the superintendents, they were all over. And you'd have seen that. You'd have to have resources in Hopewell, Sandy Bay, and they had resources up in the Canaan area, Rural St. James. We had the resources in Mount St. We had to be again out in the Nord area and elsewhere. So it's a challenge, but the officers are committed. They're up to the task, but we're going to have to cut the number of homicides going right now, and that's what we're going to take steps to correct.
The force has been doing well. Security forces, murders are down in St. James by a good percentage. But do we keep that?
Well, we want to keep that and take it further down because we're coming from a high point. I think it was nearly 200 at once. You know, I've lived in this community for years. I know we went as high as 300 at once in a small community. 345 to be high. So the numbers are relatively low. But one of the challenges we have now is that when you get these double murders and you have had a year of normal, a long period of normalcy, you know, people are walking again, people doing domino on the street light again. It creates a greater sense of apprehension and fear. And one day, if we are really past it, you know, turn the corner, so to speak. That's the real challenge, but If we're not in Parliament, I tell you, the police that we're pushing it around in this one. We're going to find them and take them off the street.
I asked that question what he thought about the closure, whether or not it was meeting its obligation to the residents of Gònsä.
Right.
I've heard his assessment. What is your assessment since you are the man on the ground?
From a policing standpoint, it is clear that the zone of special operation is working. When you look at the statistical figures in terms of murder, shooting, and major crime, it is clear that it is working. The issue that might, create a problem, as the minister mentioned, is the shooting in recent time, the murders double. That might tend to influence one's fear, and that's something that we have to deal with. As law enforcement, would want the community to continue to cooperate. There's levels of cooperation. So whilst we're getting the information and the information are acted on, which are giving us good results, there's a level of cooperation that requires it being taken to the court for there to be that aspect of the prosecutorial system. Outside of that, there are technology that is being used and will continue to be used to help the investigators in advancing their investigation in getting those who are responsible. But the community is cooperating. We are getting good support. The local, environment, even the appearance of the community has somehow a better look aesthetics-wise, and that is adding to the psyche of the people with regards to their relationship and communication with the police. So it is good. The zone is working, and we just want to continue to push in that direction.
The persons who are maybe in fear at this point in time, a double murder is a double murder.
Yes.
It's going to scare you. What kind of assurance will you give them when they go to bed tonight that, listen, we are out there ready to protect you? What would you need? What is their role in this?
Well, the level of assurance is obvious. We are here in our numbers to reassure and encourage the public to let them know that we are here and will continue to be here. The zone is not moving. Secondly, our team is moving around and getting the necessary contact. Can't say more on that, but that is providing a clearer line of communication with the public and us. It's not so much as calling a police station. We're moving to calling a particular person who has the influence to respond immediately when these calls, when these text messages or WhatsApp messages are received. So we just continue to bridge that gap with the public and ourselves and let them understand that we are here, we will be here, we understand the issues that they're experiencing, and we'll continue to be here to give them the necessary support. It's just a matter of the information coming to us in a timely basis when we can respond. But outside of that, there'll be permanent presence.
You want to ask for a couple of persons to turn themselves in within the next 24 hours. Have any of the gentlemen responded?
No, but as it is right now, there are strong leads which police have. Can't say much more about that, but we know who we're targeting, we know where they're likely to be, and we just want the community to continue to support us. It started out with lots of scamming, and then it morphed into two gangs now at rivalry because of the breakaway from the scamming. So you do have two gangs which you don't want to name, but as a result of the tension and the murders and the reprisal and counter-reprisal, you do have what is now spinning out into some murders on the ground, unfortunately. However, with regards to this present gang conflict, the police are very on top of this one. There are two persons who have been arrested and charged in custody. We are hoping that we'll be able to keep them from being offered bail, given the nature and gravity and the continuity of investigation and leads which have been provided, given other crimes that they're involved in. And there is another who is also in custody pending interrogation and further discussion as it relates to the potential of his involvement in other crimes. So with regards to this one, we're safely saying that the police are confident that the issues will be brought to an end soon, given the persons who are in custody and known perpetrators of these gangs.
Could you just state where we are?
With regards to
This location.
we are in Hopewell. This is Hopewell Police District proper. And this particular location here, Crabwood Lane in Hopewell.
So people, that's our wagwan right there, so. Nobody worrying yourself in remember today, Sunday, and because today is Mother's Day, means saying not forget the neighbor under the phone. Sharing is caring. You gotta give to receive. Always remember that. And hold on. Me never did get to say that part earlier. But I take the time out and I big up every female. Yeah, every single female me I go big up. You know, if you have a child to be a mother. Once you're a female, automatically you're a mother. But me now big up the one them. Yeah, me now big up the one them who decides to watch her. Them are gonna left them picnic for suffer and them something. No. Me now big up. I have some real females out there that play the role of mothers who don't have kids. My hat goes off to you guys. You understand? Continue doing what you're doing. Yeah, man. People are soon come back.